Hi everyone, we are Group 11. Today we will present our Frog and Veggie Cradle project. We are our studio, a design firm for architects and landscapers who focus on improving the viability of public spaces. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which our project is located, and pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging.
This map is from the Stony Creek Rehabilitation Plan. Stony Creek is an urban river that runs through Melbourne. It is highly valued by the local community. However, in 2018, a fire occurred nearby, which lasted for 2 weeks and caused massive pollution and damage as the fire spread into Stony Creek. Our site is next to Stony Creek, about 1.5 kilometers from the fire site. The north side is a McDonald Reserve, surrounded mainly by residential area and storage area. There are 2 schools within a kilometer radius. Stony Creek Commons has been underused since 1982 when Council built a greenhouse and brick building for the storage of plants, but these buildings were demolished in 2019. The Stony Creek Future Plan was proposed by Council. The vision is to see rain gardens and wetlands developed to improve water quality in the creek and make it a safe, accessible, and a welcoming network of public open space. Stony Creek Commons happened to be on the planning horizon, so we were able to propose a more comprehensive improvement plan based on this future plan. In terms of demographics, the city of Maribyrnong shows a diverse cultural background, and the number of overseas immigrants is increasing. The right table shows the age group of the residents is young. In our survey of the species around this site, we noticed frogs. Have you felt that there are fewer sounds in Stony Creek since that fire? Yes, we don't hear much of the frogs solo anymore. The frogs told us,
Our home were destroyed in the fire. The creek was dirty. We couldn't find food or a clean habitat. We sought our companions that every day, and we couldn't live any longer. You humans have to be responsible for your actions. Give me back a comfortable home.
this map provides a better visualization of the existing frog habitat, and the brown-striped frog has become an endangered species. Meanwhile, the local government has built a frog pond at Near Park to provide more habitat for frogs. After listening to the frogs' complaint, let's turn to the children's perspective. Do your kids look at the vegetables and wonder where they come from? After you explain to them that vegetables come from farmers, they may wonder why they can't grow their own vegetables. It's very educational for the children to learn how to grow vegetables and at the same time make them aware of how hard it is to produce food. We also learned in the research that there is a gap in food production sources around the site. The final narrative is from the residents of the community. According to the demographic survey we had just mentioned, the number of overseas immigrants is growing every year, and the residents would like to have more opportunities to get to know their new neighbors from the different countries.
Habitats for frogs, inclusiveness between migrants and local residents, and food education are the things we want to focus on. So those are our 3 challenges: biodiversity, food security, and inclusive. Through observations of the site, we found that Stony Creek Commons had 3 significant values. The first one is calm, as the site is surrounded by a residential area. Second, nature. It means the site is rich in natural resources, as it is close to the McDonald Resource Area and Stony Creek. Accessible is the third one, as the site is adjacent to the well-developed road network. We think now is a good time to improve the site because it's under the future plan and many community groups and residents want to improve the place, so the project can get financial and human support. Based on our analysis, we identified the following values to guide our placemaking interventions. The first one is nature. The site has great natural resources and we wanted to strengthen the natural elements of the site, build a stronger connection between nature and people, as a way to improve the comfort and identity of the area. Second is sustainable. We hope our project can reduce the energy consumption through recycled materials. Also, we hope our proposal can be used in other areas. Inclusive is the third. We thought this as a way to create greater social connections in the place, and see this as a platform where people could perform cross-cultural social interaction.
Our vision is that Stony Creek Commons is a harmonious place where the ecosystems and human activities can coexist. It is an urban escape that connects the community to nature, where endangered frogs and other animals can seek shelters. Residents of different cultures will grow their crops here and celebrate their harvest together. The next generation of the community will learn about resilient food production and information about biodiversity. The timeline is divided into 4 parts. The planning phase includes baseline study and identifying issues. In the design phase, designers are able to work with community members in co-production workshops. Once there is a consensus, we start gathering resources from the community, such as wooden boxes and old furniture, to start constructing the project. For long-term management, Council would be able to work with the community to take care of the place, where Council would also ensure professional maintenance is taking place regularly. For the evaluation, we will conduct our own assessment and receive feedback from all the stakeholders. In the long run, Council will work with community together to conduct evaluation of the site. The primary audience is the nearby residents. This includes people from all age groups and cultural backgrounds, as aligned with our inclusive value. We also invite local farmers to share their expertise. The main development agencies include council, placemakers, and engagement officers to ensure that the process runs smoothly and is aligned with the values. Different local groups also correspond to the 3 topics. Activities will likely be held by these groups, so they are also key stakeholders of the site. The project features early engagement, as mentioned. Our engagement cycle mainly consists of 3 elements: proposal, outcome, and feedback. For each proposal and outcome, we allow time for feedbacks to maximize engagement. They consist of both digital and analog means, such as online and in-person surveys, on-site measurements, and social media platforms.
We collected some community voices from the web, and they said they want an outdoor swimming pool, free sports facilities, performance spaces, and more green spaces. We combined these needs with our 3 themes and plan to do a frog and veggie cradle project. The first strategy is inclusive park, which will hold intercultural activities like festivals of different cultures, traditional cuisine exchange, and so on. We plan to use portable garden beds to build a performance stage. This kind of portable devices can be suitable for a variety of activities like storytelling, outdoor cinema, trivia, and so on. What's more, its vertical walls can provide a living environment for moths and bees, which spread pollen and increase food production. The second strategy is about habitat improvement. We plan to build a natural swimming pool, which is divided into 2 parts: swimming and plant areas. Circulating pumps keep water circulating between the 2 zones. The plant area is composed of a hydrophytic plant community and sand layers of different thickness. Such systems provide swimming pools while providing an ecosystem that attracts frogs, fish, and birds. The third one is a multi-purpose planting device. The lower part of the funnel provides a large public space, while the upper part is used for breeding and shading. At a reasonable cost, this device can provide a highly productive space and thus help achieve the maximum promotion effect possible. We chose PVC, which is easy to obtain as the main material. Also, a standardized structure featuring convenient dismantling and transportation processes has been applied so that the device can be built even by ordinary people. We also propose a sustainable development of vegetable gardens. We will invite the council to distribute free seeds to residents and invite local farmers to impart knowledge about planting. Residents can grow the vegetables through an aquaponic system, and the wooden boxes made from abandoned furniture collected from residents. In terms of the aquaponic system, it's a sustainable device. The device boxes at the bottom have been set to collect rainwater in which fish are bred. Through a low-pressure water pump, nutrient water with fish
excrement from those black boxes can be recycled to water and fertilize the plant. When the vegetables are ripe, residents can collect food and seeds, and the seeds can continue to grow vegetables. And we will encourage and invite you and the community to hold a harvest festival where people can use the vegetables or other stuff to make food that is unique to your own country, fostering the connection between people from different backgrounds.
In order to maintain the project, we propose community member title ownership. Through this governance, residents are allowed to own the facilities on the site for growing crops and are also allowed to collectively control larger public space for events. The communities and the council play a support role in this process. In terms of maintenance, we encourage the community, the council, and the residents to develop guidelines. And then residents and gardeners, building staff who are employed by the local community will maintain the site following the guidelines. After project implementations, we will evaluate the previous identified challenges. Through the evaluation, we can judge whether our proposal is effective so as to adjust the future plan. Different methods and evaluation criteria will be used for different challenges evaluations.
In addition, we have conducted a SWOT analysis for the project outcome. The result is as shown. In conclusion, the Frog and Veggie Cradle project is a placemaking project that integrates nature, sustainability, and engagement. It addresses the three areas of concerns that we identified: biodiversity, food security, and inclusiveness. Although this is a relatively small project, and its impacts are limited in solving these issues, we focus more on the education and exposure opportunities for the next generation. The project can also act as an experimental site for places with similar contexts. That comes to the end of our presentation today. Thank you for listening.